Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So I hope that this is a decent angle for you guys. Oh, you're not even in focus. There we go. I hope that this is going to be a decent angle for you guys. I wanted to do this video real quick because I'm about to get in about 30 minutes of stitching before I head to school. So I don't know. I filmed a couple of these videos in my car because it was convenient, but something's been going on with the air conditioner in my car, and so I don't feel like sitting in my car today to do my stitching, so I am just going to do it here at home, and hopefully I don't make myself late. So yeah, we are working on, I'm gonna move this hand right now. Hopefully you guys are in frame. We're working on the chopping mall cell through Witchy Stitcher. I'm sorry if there's a shadow right here. It is daytime, but the light's just not coming through at a good angle right now. So I turned my light on so that you guys could see a little bit better, hopefully, and hopefully it stays in focus. I noticed it was trying to focus a little bit harder. That doesn't go there. Wait, yeah, it's just 2. So it's 3, 2, okay. Yeah, this is the chopping mall from Witchy Stitcher. I've already done the other 2 videos are with this pattern as well. I was totally gonna do a diamond paint with me, but by the time I set up for diamond painting, because I don't leave my diamond paintings out anymore like I used to, I put everything away. It was gonna kill probably about 10 minutes because I have to clear my tabletop off and then get ready for it. So, you know, it's just one of those things. So I wanted to just do this because, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay. Yeah, Friday, I think, is her next pattern release. And today is Tuesday. I don't know when this video is going to go up. Today is the 10th, March 10th. And her next pattern, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, because there wasn't one this Friday. Her next pattern is going to come out 10th on the 13th. Ooh, Friday the 13th. So it's going to come out that day. And then there's only one more pattern after that. And so my original goal was to finish this pattern by Mania, but I'm kind of wanting to finish it before or by her last pattern release, so that when that pattern comes out, oh, excuse my voice, so that when that pattern comes out, I can work on it that weekend and hopefully be done with that block. And then instead of this piece being done really close to Mania, it's actually done in March. So that's exciting. I think in my last video I had miscalculated when the patterns were going to come out because she had released one of the patterns already in the bottom row. And I think I recorded that video. I just wasn't paying attention to my days, and she came out with that pattern. It was like the next day or something crazy like that. And so I kind of walked right into that one. So yeah, there's only 2 more patterns. So I've got about 2.5 weeks to catch up on this. I finished this box right here. Hopefully you guys can see. I finished this box here last night. I made a couple of changes because I like the thicker back stitching, and I decided to back stitch in 2 strands because I thought it looked nicer. Gosh, you guys are just like really washed out today. I like the back stitching in 2 strands, and then I messed up on his face, so I kind of had to wing it there. And then this back stitching here for the end, I did a corner in orange and a corner in black. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm talking about. Oh, and then there was some back stitching here on his like thing, which I think that's supposed to be his hands. I decided not to do it because I feel like it looks fine without it. So yeah, now I'm just trying to get this done. because I was gonna move my cute. No, I was gonna move on to another box, but then I can't remember. I think this is the Bride of Chucky box. I mean, I don't have to put that there, but that's what fits perfectly, and I don't feel like doing any measurements. But I was just looking at my dog because I heard a bunch of noise. But yeah, I don't feel like doing any measurements to see if anything else is going to fit there, so I'm just going to follow the pattern with what she has, because all the boxes are not the same size. So, and then I decided, you know what, I just really don't feel like working on Chucky right now. I'm going to come up here and just finish this border because I got really burnt out on this top part. I don't know why. I think it's because it's such a defined shape that it was really frustrating me. And it's not that it's hard, because it's coming along very nice and I haven't made very many mistakes doing it. I did have to frog a whole bunch of some of the black up here because I just did too much black. But that's what happens, right? It wouldn't be a handmade work of art if we didn't have to frog at least one stitch, I think. I don't think I've ever had, so far, any pieces that I haven't had to frog yet. Except maybe I don't think I've had to really frog any of my stamped pieces because those are kind of hard to frog. I mean, they're not hard to frog, but they're really hard to mess up on color-wise because they're all marked. Like the pattern's printed on the, on the Ada. So yeah, I have learned to use this method of stitching and I really like it. I'm really happy with it. I really learned how to handle the needle with my left hand. I am not left-handed, so I feel like I can move a lot faster through my stitches this way. I'm noticing that I can get done a lot more in one sitting than I used to be able to, but I think that's kind of how it goes, right? Like, as you start gaining more experience, you start learning how to do it faster, I guess. My only problem that I'm having with this Ada, for some reason, and I didn't notice this before, and I don't know if it's because I've since worked on like other fabrics, but I am not liking this Ada, like now that I stitch on it more and more and more. I didn't have a problem with it when I first got it, and I loved it, but I just feel like it's really fragile. And I loosen, when I'm done working on it, I do loosen my Q-snaps or the frame. I loosen the frame so that the fabric's not held taut the whole time. So I don't think it's like something that I did. I don't know like why I didn't notice it before. I think it's because I just didn't have much experience with other fabrics when I first started this project. And now that I've had a chance to work on Even Weave and Lugana, I just feel like the quality of this fabric isn't quite as good because this is just 18 count Ada from Picture This Plus, and I think it's just like an Ada thing. I don't know. Do you guys have this problem with certain colors of thread? You feel like just no matter what you do, they just don't lay down nicely? Like, whoa, why is that so far over? Oh, because that's 2 stitches. Shit. See? Told you guys it wouldn't be a piece if you didn't have to frog something. I have to rethread my needle. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. About the colors laying down. I don't know if it's just me or if you guys have noticed this too, but I feel like certain colors of Ada just don't lay down as nicely. Not Ada. Gosh dang it, Amy, get it together. Certain colors of... Why is this so far up? That stitch doesn't go there either. I don't know what I'm doing, guys. Certain colors of floss don't stitch as well. I don't know what it is. At least for me, I thought at first it was my needles because I had a needle that was really rough in the eye, and I was noticing that it was shredding my floss, and then because of that, my floss was coming out really fuzzy. And so, once I figured that out, I got a whole bunch of new needles, and now that I've been stitching for a little bit, I've just noticing that there's just certain colors that just don't lay down nicely no matter what I do. Like white, for some reason, doesn't lay down nice. And some of these brown colors, like some of them lay down beautifully. And then there's just some that just freaking don't. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. I thought it was like the way I stitched at first. So I started becoming really conscious of how I stitched, making sure that every cross is going the same way every single time, and it still didn't fix the situation. So I've just come to the conclusion that it is just whatever floss I am using, that just has to be the situation. I noticed that the overdyed threads lay a lot nicer, and I think it's because of the dyeing process, because they are, I guess, washed more than, like, say, white, just plain white DMC, which this is B5200, I think. If not, it's Blanc. I can't remember, but do you guys know what I mean or not? I don't think I know what I even mean. Oh, there's no white right there. Good. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong P. Each P is done differently. So that, skip 2. And then it should be on this one. So yeah. I have class again today, and we have school this week, I have school next week, and then it is spring break. And honestly, you guys, I am just happy to get this. Okay, something is not right here because I should have 2 rows. I am just so happy to get this semester over with that. Oh yeah, that's right. I don't know. This one class that I have, I am really butting heads with this teacher. She's one of those that has put in her syllabus that attendance is mandatory. And I completely understand that. Like, I'm a paying college student. Like, why would I set myself up to take classes if I wasn't going to show up? You know what I mean? Especially, like, I'm older. I'm there because I want to be there. I'm not there because my parents are paying for me and they're forcing me to go to school. No, I'm there because I want an education. And my kids ended up getting really sick last week. And, well, at this point, it was 2 weeks ago. I got sick first. I missed 1 day of class. And I emailed her and told her, I was like, I'm really sick. I'm not going to make it to class today. And she was like, oh, I'm going to end this thread, guys, and get another one. She was like, okay, well, it's your participation grade. And I told her, I was like, I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do. And so the way she works her participation grades is that you're allowed to miss 2 class periods. So I left it at that. Well, my kids ended up getting sick right after that. And it didn't leave me like a whole lot of wiggle room to do anything. And so I didn't only miss her class, I missed 2 other classes as well. Because my kids were sick. And I told her, I was like, look, there's nothing I can do. Like, I don't know what you want me to do. I literally have no control over this. And she was just like, well, you're going to have to. And I told her, when my kids got sick, I had doctor's notes for all the, I'm sorry guys, I'm trying to get another color. I had doctor's notes for the days that my kids were sick. And she didn't want to hear about any of it. She told me to go take it up with this certain department at the university because she says, and even in her syllabus, she says that they handle cases of illness and any other family emergency where you're not able to attend class with proper documentation, that if I take it up with that department, that I will be able to have them, oops, went too far, get that class period excused. And so at this point, it was only one class period that I wanted to have excused, but that would have, like I said, we can miss 2 class periods and not have it like docked against us. But I didn't want to waste that in the first half of the semester in the event that something happens and my kids get sick again. What if my daughter gets sick again? And like, what am I supposed to do? I'll have to take zeros daily because my kid is sick and I am actually unable to attend. Now, mind you guys, like, I have an A in that class. I've never skipped out on homework. I don't have any zeros other than her participation grades. And she was just like, well, you're just going to have to be more conscious of when you miss class. And I was like, how am I supposed to be more conscious when my kid wakes up with 100-degree fever or 101-degree fever? Like, what am I supposed to do with that? Am I still supposed to send her to school and risk other kids' health because you want to be like a bee about it? And so she told me, take it up with this department. She said, don't. And I showed her my doctor's note. She said, I'm not legally obligated to look at that. She's like, it's a confidentiality reason. You can't show me your doctor's note, blah, blah, blah. So you can imagine that I was already incredibly freaking frustrated at this point. So I did what she told me. I took it up with that certain department. You guys, that department was pissed that I reached out to them. They're like, who told you to call us? I told them, I gave them her name, and they were like, your instructor is very mistaken on what this department handles. And I was like, and I told her, I said, look, I'll send you a copy of her syllabus. And I read it to her out loud. I said, this is what the syllabus said. And she said, no, your instructor is very mistaken. She said, what other steps have you taken to try to get this absence excused? So I told her I took it up with the department head, and the department head said that I also needed to reach out to you guys. And she was so pissed off that the department head, because the department head is supposed to know what to do. So the department head and my instructor both are telling students to reach out to the incorrect department. Mind you guys, there is no department that handles illnesses and doctor's notes. That's supposed to be something that the instructor does because it's their class. They're supposed to have a policy with it. And I said, she does have a policy with it, but in her policy states that we need to contact you guys to try to get it excused. And so she's supposed to be reaching out to that teacher, and she said that she's going to help me try to figure out how to get this excused because it's my instructor's error for telling students they need to reach out to this department. This department does exist. However, they don't handle like days when you're sick or days when your kids are sick. They're a specific department that helps students with disabilities be able to physically attend class and not have any barriers to prevent them from learning. And so she's like, yeah, this is specifically for students with disabilities, and I don't know why you're being told to reach out to this department. She's like, I'm just dumbfounded that your instructor even told you that. So I don't know. I'm really frustrated because there's a chain of command, which is your instructor, then the department head, then the dean of your college. And I've already taken it up with 2 of those. So she said that my next step is to take it up with the dean of the college and go from there and see. Oh, you guys, but I'm just really frustrated. I honestly feel like she is discriminating against people with children. I know that sounds awful, but I'm not the only student who's had problems with her. There has been several students who have come to her, and a couple of them are people that I'm really close with, have gone to her, with similar situations where they had something come up with their kid and they weren't able to attend class. And she did not excuse them either, no matter the circumstance, because she said that that is not an excusable absence because it wasn't a death in the family and you're not disabled. That's not a reason to be missing class. She says, well, it's your grade. It's your grade. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, seriously, like, I just don't get it. Like, I am a paying college student and I don't understand. Like, I'm not there because I'm getting free money out of the deal. Like, I am a freaking 31-year-old mom with a business to run. Like, I'm not there to freaking screw around. Like, I would much rather stay home, run my diamond painting company, and freaking craft all day long. But that's not the reality of how life works. Like, you know, I think we all need to have a fallback in case of anything. And I'm just really frustrated. I feel like this semester is dragging by because of this class. It is horrible. And it's not a class that I can skip. And even if it was, I wouldn't, because I already paid for the class and it'd be a waste of money. It'd be a waste of credits because then I'd be a class behind and I'd have to take this class again. Did I go too far? Yeah, I went too far on that one. So I'm just very, very, very frustrated with this teacher and this situation. I can't even begin to describe how I feel because I feel so like against in that class. And I even told the lady who runs that department, I was like, I feel like she's discriminating people who have children because she does not have children herself and she doesn't understand that things happen and things come up. Like, some people just have different lives. Some people are lucky enough to be able to go to college right when they get out of high school and have their freaking master's degree by the time they're 25 and be able to get a perfect job, but that's not how the world works. You know, just, it's very, 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 very frustrating. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't, you guys. I'm just so glad that next week is coming and then it's spring break and then it will be, because spring break I think is the last week of March. So then we come back April 1st, I think, or somewhere around there. And then it's like a month and a half of school. Honestly, you guys, like, I have an A in her class right now, don't get me wrong. And I'll probably finish that class with an A. But it's frustrating. You know, it's not like I'm failing the class or anything. And I just hate that the possibility of my kid getting sick again puts me in a really bad spot with that class, because if my daughter were to get sick again, then I'm not going to be able to miss class. And if I do, I'm going to get a 0 for that day because of her grading policy. And I find it really, really unfair. I don't know. I don't even know what I think anymore, you guys. Can you guys see what I mean about the stitches? Like, I just feel like my stitches are absolutely coming out like crap today. I don't know what it is or why. They just look, I don't know. I don't think you guys are close enough to tell me. Maybe you can. Especially these white ones right here. Ugh. Had a really hard time with these white ones right here. And another row right here. I don't know. Yesterday, I had a really bad runny nose all freaking day long. And today, I feel like I'm getting congestion again. But every time I go blow my nose, there's nothing. And it's so frustrating. Like, I can feel it right now. I know, that stitch is stupid, but I'm just going to leave it. I feel like right now, I don't know if I'm getting sick or what it is, but yeah. I'm just in such, I don't want to say I'm in a hurry, but I'm really wanting to get this done. But I'm not nitpicky about how my stitches look. Like, yeah, I want them to look nice. But if I have one stitch that doesn't quite look perfect, I am not going to go back and frog everything. Like, I saw this post, I can't remember, I think it was a cutting cross stitch group, that this girl was like, oh my god, I messed up so bad, like, I don't want to frog, blah blah blah. So I'm looking, and I couldn't see what she was talking about. And then I started reading the comments, and in the comments the person's like, just go back and add the stitches. Like, what are you making a big deal about? Had some stitches in a couple of different areas, all the same color, that she only did one leg of the stitch and not both legs, and she wanted to go back and undo stitches to fix the legs. And I was like, what the hell are you? No, it's like, just, it's the same color, just add another string in there and finish the legs. Like, why do you need to frog all your work to put those stitches in? You know, like, it was the correct color. I don't know what that girl did, because it's so hard to like find posts again later. And so I don't know if she frogged or just added the stitch. And a lot of people said the same thing. They were like, just put your stitch back in. Like, why do you need to frog that? It didn't make any sense to me. I wouldn't do that either. I would have just went and added the stitch. And it was like, you guys see how I'm doing the half stitch right now? That's what she did on several stitches. And then she continued working on and finished like the whole part, and then noticed that she had a couple of stitches that were missed. And yeah, I was like, no way, girl, you're crazy. Like, go ahead and frog if you want, but no way in hell would I be doing that. I feel like these stitches look awful right here in the letters, but I don't want to say it's because I'm in a rush. I really like this pattern, but I'm not enjoying working on this banner for some reason. I'm just not. I'm really disliking it. So let's see, what are we at? Where are we at? 27? Okay. All right, you guys, I think I'm going to stop here because I need to pack this stuff up. I need to pack up my backpack and get going because I have all my floss and everything out here, and I want to take this with me. Like I said, I'm still probably going to give myself about 10 minutes in the car, and I'd still like to stitch on this a little bit more in the car. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And yeah, hopefully the next time you guys see this, I will have as much of this banner done as I can. I even took my grime guard off because the way it was sitting, I couldn't get past what's right here. You guys see how like it stops right here? That's because my grime guard was right here and I couldn't get up here more. So with the grime guard off, I can finish a little bit more of this section before I have to move the case net. I probably won't finish the whole top before I come down and start filling in these boxes down here because I'm getting really burnt out on this top part. So yeah, that's what I have. All right, you guys, I'm going to go. Thank you guys for tuning in for my little daily stitch session, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.